Assalamualaikum. Today I will present about my internship training in Sotsos Branjaya. Let's begin with the introduction of Sotso. It is established in 1971 as a government department under the Minister of Human Resources. The function of Sotso is to administer, implement, and enforce the Employee Social Security Act 1969 and the General Regulation of Employee Social Security 1971. On 1st July 1985, the status of SOSO was changed from a fully government to a statutory body. SOSO introduced a lot of insurance schemes for the employees and the employer to have a protection during working or not during working. There is a specialty that given for the local worker which are getting covered for both schemes, which first is a product of employment injury scheme and invalidity scheme. It provides a free medical treatment facility for physical or vocational rehab and financial assistance to employees if there is accident or disease have reduced their ability to work. For the foreign workers, they are only eligible to employ injury scheme, but cannot apply the invalidity scheme. Next, the self-employment social security scheme provide a protection for self-employed insured person against any employment injuries including occupational disease and accident during work-related activities. Last product is the Employment Insurance System (EI). For your information, this Sotsos Branjaya assigned for every intern in here to experience in all 6 departments. My first is Department of Enforcement. I was given exposure about how to calculate the errors of contribution and short payment contributions. My job description is calculating it and giving to the inspector before they will do an inspection on that company. After the long journey to learn this new knowledge in this department, I have been assigned a special task from the executive officer, which is to calculate the total of errors contribution for one of the major companies. When I checked with the inspector who oversees these cases, he told me that I got the exact figure number as stated in the paper. Then I do daily administration work and like punch hole the document. At the end of the week in this department, I get a chance to promote this scheme, which is the Self-Employment Social Security Scheme, to farmer in Pladang. Next, I was transferred to the Department of Benefit Claim. I was assigned to be in the Task Force COVID teams and I need to register and scan the claim application related to COVID cases and accident-related work cases in the CCAP system. The second task that I get an order from the executive officer to send the list of number cases to the staff to inspect the document. Moreover, I need to check the case that have an error in the CCAP system. If not, the bank cannot proceed the payment of claim. After second rotation, I get a chance to experience a new knowledge from the Department of Administration. The task that I get to do is handling the attendance of 100 workers in Sotso. The second is making a paper for Obskesan, and lastly, I need to do a secretarial task for the Deputy Director of Sotso. Next, the fourth department that I need to explore is Department of Finance. I did not get a much chance to experience into this department because of the constraint of time. I just get a chance to do a task which is record the transaction of money that collected by apprentice and write the number of EFT in the payment voucher. The last department that I was assigned is Department of Medical and Recovery. This department is responsible to manage the cases that need to be meeting with the Jemaah doctor, prepare the document of claim cases and send to the referred doctor, prepare a medical treatment such as arranging with the clinic panel for dialysis, giving a medical aid such as hearing aids, adult diapers, formulated meat, wheelchair to the insured person (OB). My task in this department is calling the OB to come over the Jemaah doctor meeting. After the panel doctor have already made medical assessment, so will prepare the letter to the insured person OB that mention the date of meeting and they need to come and here for their hearing of their cases. I need to call them too if the letter does not arrive at the right time, and I will also take attendance and ask them to come. Now we move to the next part, which is SWOT analysis. From my observation, the first rank of Soksus Branjaya is it be a center that provide a lot of services from the contributor in the entire Sprang Pride area. It is because the location of Sokso was so strategic because it was surrounded by industrial area. The second is so always take care of the insured person welfare. They are not only focused for the insured person they are still working, but the insured person who are facing the injuries also cannot be set aside. It is because they are providing an early assistance to them. My suggestion toward these organizations also is they can expand their strength by providing their own rehabilitation center. Even though also become a one-stop center in this brand pride, they still appoint the companies to refer to the rehabilitation panel at hospital to retrain the workers who are having a rehab from their disability. The second element in SWOT analysis is weaknesses. The first weaknesses is delay the registration of the cases. The second one is complicated insurance claim process. The staff from the counter need to check the document if it is complete like the Suksus Pranjaya ones. It's always happen because of too many documents need to be sent. It is fine if the insured person just apply for him or her itself, but it come a difficulty for the HR team of company to send the document for the second time. The recommendation is in this part is Sukses Branjaya need to hire a new staff for additional part-time clerk for this department to help the current staff handle and register the claim. So the next stage of the process, which is investigating the cases by the inspector officer, will be faster. For the opportunity parts under the Employment Insurance System EIS, the contributor gets a lot of incentive from SOSO to help them to get a suitable job. The employees who have lost their job can be helped by providing training to reskill and upskill to obtain their new jobs. They also offer a job placement, career guidance, career counseling, temporary financial aids, and a training program. The next point is also provide an affordable insurance price to the contributor to contribute it. When the government announced a program SPF Padanan Caroman in budget 2022, they decided to contribute a contribution payment of 80% of for RM 186.20 from the Plan 2. In other words, the people who are self-employed just need to contribute another 20%, which is RM 46.60 for the insurance protection for a year. The recommendation for this but it also needs to make it compulsory for the private companies to register under this portal My Future Job and advertise the job vacancy there. The last of SWOT analysis is trade for SOSO, which is fast claim involving employers and training provider. So already identified that they are encounter many fraud claims made by employer and employees for their own benefit. The other fraud case is the training provider receive a bribe from a company owner for helping his company in a claim for an incentive program. It is a strict action will the SOSO will take any offenses. The second trade for SOSO is the system was shut down during working. The SOSO staff would be not able to proceed the claim application because it is heavily depend on paper-based file. So the recommendation for this trade is that the SOSO need to avoid is the SOSO Pranjaya need to establish a special investigations. Now we move to the Q&A session that given to me. The question is how the problem of delay in registration and how the SOSO overcome this problem. The problem the way how the problem of delay in registration is when so clarified COVID-19 as an occupational disease, which means any insured person who are infected with the virus because of their exposed and surrounding cover under the employee injury scheme. It's become the higher demand for them to apply these claim applications, and it's hard for the staff to register in a big amount to apply it. Then the solution, how they overcome it for these cases is so already mentioned that the claim related to COVID-19 disease was eligible for a certain occupation such as the worker being exposed to biological agent or a healthcare worker when the phase of transition to endemic. The second problem how the second problem that make the delay in registration is occur because of the limited manpower. Then how the so overcome this problem? The solution is the management decide to establish a task COVID-19 teams that are involving staff who are not from the Department of Benefit Claim. But the result is actually not achieve a satisfaction phase because they just need to register without any delay, but they cannot investigate the cases straight like before. In summary, I learned a lot of new knowledge in this organization and how Suksus Pranjaya operate their job scope in all departments. While completing my 24 weeks of my internship training in Suksus Pranjaya, I recognize the role of this organization toward this society to give a better protection in any situation related to employment. Since I was assigned to all departments by rotation every month, I gained a lot of experience that I cannot get in other places. This changed my perspective toward this also after seeing how they really works to make an insured person get a benefit from their claims. I think that's all from me. Thank you.